Hello and welcome. We're looking at a custom formula today, assuming we are a jewelry shop and we want to be able to quickly tell customers how much a diamond is worth. I built a custom formula that takes 4 arguments. It's not very original since the 4 arguments are basically just the 4 C's: carat, cut, color, and clarity. I'll demonstrate the formula now. It just takes these 4 arguments and gives you a price. Alright, so let's dig into the code. This is basically looking up values in a series of other tables in this workbook. Here's one of the tables. I'm not a diamond expert and I don't work in the industry, so these values are more or less made up. In a nutshell, we've got color ratings from D to O. And if you're not familiar with them, D is a perfectly white diamond and O is a very yellow diamond that basically looks like a glass of lemonade. We also have clarity ratings from IF to I3. If you're not familiar with those, IF means there are no spots on your diamond, whereas I3 looks like an Oreo cookie exploded inside of your diamond. The first step in this formula is figuring out which table to look up the price per carat. So up here, it takes the first 2 arguments, and then it concatenates them down here when it looks up a worksheet. Each worksheet has a table, so it's basically figuring out based on the cut and the carat which table to look up prices. The second step in this formula is figuring out which column and which row to look up the price, and where the column and the row intersect, that's the value returned by this formula. At first glance, this may look like a combined VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, however, they're not true lookups because the argument in this formula is hard-coded to always look for a specific row or column, regardless of finding a matching term. So for example, if we put an H in here, it's always going to look up this 6th row, regardless of whether or not an H is actually in this cell here. So that's why it's not a true lookup. Realistically, I'm sure more sophisticated formulas than this are used to calculate the price of diamonds, and I'm sure the inputs get updated all the time based on the supply and demand in the global market for diamonds, but for the purposes of creating a custom formula, this will do. Let's just play around with some of these values here and see how the formula recalculates the price. So you can see here how changing these values will update what the diamond says it's worth. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.